gonna install the interior on this beauty Nissan 300ZX. It has widened wheel arches. It has a custom built diffuser. It has a spoiler, custom built air intake, an aftermarket lip on the bumper. It's painted in soul red candy paint and it just looks amazing. Can't wait to see when it's all finished. It's gonna have huge exhaust tips on each side. The owner still can decide to put on these type of lights or these type of lights. Okay, putting back the interior. Where do we start? Oh man. This car came with a brown interior. The owner didn't want to wrap the brown dashboard, so he had a donor car, and we decided to put all the black pieces from the donor car. Unfortunately, that car didn't have an airbag in the dashboard. This one had. The dashboard didn't fit, had to cut off some brackets. This car is a 2-seater and the donor car is a 4-seater. Some things, they look very similar, they look identical. Eventually, some things are slightly different, like for instance the glove box. Frame of the glove box is completely different. Still, we're gonna find out more of things which are different. This is how it looks. Till this point, the dashboard is installed, the center console, the gear shifter, the handbrake, and the carpet. The carpet is also from the donor car because this one came with a brown one. We had to cut the rear section slightly off because it was longer. It didn't fit. This is all going to be covered up with the panel. None of that will be visible. Repaired the dashboard. It started to peel off on this edge, like some places, and it looked pretty ugly from this from the inside. So went ahead and put in some glue, put a plywood, some car batteries, and left it for the weekend. It was a risky move, but I guess it paid off. It looks very straight. It looks good. Got to the point where I installed these 3 rear panels. Had to swap out the seat belts from the donor, but of course the seat belt system itself, it's a little bit different from this car. As I mentioned earlier, this is a 2-seater, the donor is a 4-seater. Had to disassemble all the seat belt assembly, replace the seat belts. Also did this top piece or the targa. It's hard to see. Careful with the paint. So this little baby. Of course, these had to be swapped out also and wrapped because both of the cars had these in a pretty rough shape. Original ones were like really trashed. They lost their original shape. The donor car had these in a better shape, So just wrap those, and unfortunately they are these plastic pieces which come on the ends. They're a little bit different. So had to trim off this much from the plastic so the panel would fit. Hello, another day, another problem. So we're gonna try to install the glove box. Since this dash is from the donor car, glove box doesn't fit because of the airbag situation. This is the original, quite smaller than the other one. This is the other glove box. You can see that this is quite larger. This front side of the glove box would fit nicely because the frame is from the donor car. These spots are different. This one has like a little bit smaller. This one has a bigger. This doesn't fit because of the larger box. This doesn't fit because these spots are larger. So I'm gonna try to trim these down. We'll see how it fits in here. The left side fits pretty okay, and this side doesn't close. So let's try to trim it down, and we'll see what can we get out of that glove box. So just got done with the glove box. Eventually had to take from the donor card. Well, here is a little bigger gap. I can still try to fiddle with it. In the time lapse, maybe you saw that first one was on. This was a very tight gap. Like practically there wasn't a gap. The panels were touching. So now it looks pretty okay. It closes nicely. And now all I have to do is make a stopping point. Just finished up with plastic welding, welded in the top wall. Wanted to show you the first seat is almost completed, so this is how it's going to look. I think it came out pretty nice. We added this part of the design, a small stripe all around the seat. We're gonna make the other seat. Hope it turns out as good as this one. Morning coffee. Today this baby is going to another shop to get the exhaust made. I think it's gonna be made entirely new from the turbos to the end. The interior is almost finished. So looking something like this. Steering wheel still is going to be swapped for a different one. Those are the new floor mats. The doors, we made the new armrest and the red part. We switched it up. The trunk is not finished because the fuel pumps still need to be installed and some wiring needs to be done. So that's going to be done when the car is back after the exhaust is made. The new taillights are in. Really liking how it turned out. The front, I'm gonna show you the front. Front looks like this. Still missing intake, nostrils. The new wheels, damn, they look good. Could go a little bit wider. I guess it would look much better if the wheel would be like exactly with the wheel arch outside. So you can see it's about 1.5 centimeters. It could still come out and would look amazing. So the car looks amazing. Can't wait to see it finished. It's gonna look amazing. And I can't wait to hear the sound from the exhaust.